All right, we're gonna do a take two. We're gonna do a take two because evidently, uh, technology don't want to act right. We're gonna do a take two. Come on, give you a little more time to hop on. Give you a little more time to hop on. We're gonna do a take two for those that are watching. For those that are watching, gonna do another take. So if you haven't already, try this again. Try it again. There you go. All right, got a couple hopping on. A couple hopping on. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. And if we gotta watch it later, you can watch it later. All right. So let's get back into it. A little while the wicked will be no more, though you look for them, they will not be found. But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy peace and prosperity. Here it is. Um, you have to surrender before you gain success. I say you got to surrender before you gain success. You got to surrender. Because you can't do it on your own. You cannot get success by yourself. You cannot win by yourself. Anybody who is an athlete and plays a team sport will let you know, will tell you, will push unto you that you can't do it by yourself. That it is impossible to do it by yourself. That there is no way to do it by yourself. That if you try to do it by yourself, then you're definitely going to lose because there's everyone else that is trying to win as well. You have a football, and the football team, there are 11 people on the field. Baseball, there's 9 on the pitch. You have people who are there with you trying to win. And guess what? If you do not allow them to help you, that means less of yourself so that somebody else can pick up. You will not be able to win unless you first surrender your will for the good of everyone. See, meekness brings a stability and a serenity that the world cannot imitate. See, you must be able to surrender yourself. You must be able to bring less of you. And when you do that, it brings a stability. It brings a serenity that the world cannot imitate, that you won't be able to get from anything or anyone else. You must be able to surrender that thing. See, that text there that we just read in Psalms 37, Jesus quotes this verse directly from that beatitude, that the meek will inherit the earth and delight themselves in the abundance of peace. We must understand, we must know that that type of meekness, the meek shall inherit the earth and delight themselves in peace. But when you're always fighting, when you're always upset, when you're always in a mess, it's hard to garner that peace. It is hard to live with that peace because why? Because you're always in it with something. You're always in it with somebody. We must be able to practice the idea of meekness. In other words, you need to come off of you because you are causing the problem when you are high on yourself, right? Meekness brings a stability when you understand that maybe this isn't the right approach. Maybe I shouldn't be living like this. Maybe I shouldn't be talking like this. Maybe I realize that it really ain't all about me. That brings a stability and a serenity, a peacefulness that no one or nothing else can imitate. Try meekness. When hell's going on in life, try meekness. When you got too much on your plate, maybe it's because you put too much on that plate. Try being meek. Try understanding that it ain't all about me. I don't have to do it all. I am not the end all be all. Let's go to James chapter 1, James 1. My dear brothers and sisters, take note. Take note. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Slow. Yeah. A lot of us pop off when things pop off. A lot of us get active, if you will. Text says, be slow to anger. I just slow to speak. Got quiet right in there. Slow to speak. Sometimes our best reaction is just to keep our mouth shut. Every action don't deserve a reaction. Every you don't have to be the last to say something. Be slow to speak. Slow to anger. Why? Why is that? Because human anger does not produce righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and evil that is so prevalent. Wow, that sounds a lot like today. And humbly accept the word that is planted in you, which can save you. That's saying a lot right there. That is saying a lot right there. What we have to understand is that proud hearts resist the truth, but meek hearts receive and bear fruit. You got to be able to take some constructive criticism. You got to be able to hear what somebody has to say and then take it in. You have to be able to not be so proud in who and what you've done and who you are, and be able to receive what has been given, receive what somebody's trying to give, and watch it bear fruit and watch it bear out. Meekness allows one to be teachable. We got to be teachable because you don't know everything. You don't know everything. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how educated you are. I don't care where you've been. I don't care your status in life. You don't know everything. And meekness allows for you to be teachable, for you to understand, I don't know it, and I don't know what I don't know. Therefore, I will receive it so that I can learn. But Jesus says to learn of me, for my yoke is easy. And he says, learn of me. I'm meek and lowly of heart. He says, learn from me. But if you refuse to learn, if you refuse to take in, if you refuse, that's a proud heart. What does that do? It resists the truth. But a meek heart receives it. And what that's going to do is bear fruit. Can I pause it? Maybe try it this way, because the way you've been doing it ain't been working. the way you've been living ain't been working. The way you've been going about it ain't been working. So how about you try this? How about you try some meekness? How about you try it and see if it doesn't bear out, if it doesn't bear fruit, if it doesn't make life a little bit easier, if it doesn't make your going a little bit easier, if you try some meekness. Colossians chapter 3. Colossians 3. It's quiet in here, y'all. Y'all ain't saying nothing to your boy. Colossians 3. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly beloved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. My goodness, there's a lot of stuff right there. Let's read that again. Clothe yourself in compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. Bear each other and forgive one another. If any of you have grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which, watch this, binds them all together in perfect unity. Meekness is a posture of grace towards God and gentleness towards others. Meekness is a posture of grace towards God and a gentleness towards others. It is not something, and I'm not saying that it's an easy task. I'm not saying that it'll be simple to do. As Paul declares that we must die daily, meekness works in that same vein in which you must put it on daily. That's what the text says. That's what the text says. The text says to walk daily. Put it on. Put on humility. Put on meekness. Put on patience, because it's not something that's naturally yours. It's not something that you do well. So maybe we have to we got to be intentional about it. We got to be intentional about putting on patience, intentional about putting on meekness, intentional about putting on humility, because it's not naturally yours. So you got to be intentional about doing it, intentional about working at it. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come how you want it. It's not going to come quickly. You might need some practice at it. And how do you do that? By intentionally putting it on, waking up, getting up, and making sure that I am cognizant about how I'm living. I am aware of what I'm doing. Am I practicing patience? Is that something that I am actively efforting, that I'm actively working on, that I am actively going about and doing? Am I really concentrated on that? How much do I work on my approach? How much do I try to work at it? I know I'm not good at it. It's okay to admit that. I know I'm not the best at it. It's okay to admit. I know. Please be patient with me. God's still working. That's okay. But you still need to work on it. You still need to practice it. You still need to, the text says, put it on. Remember, it was Paul that said, put on the whole armor. Meaning that you don't wake up with it on. You actually have to wake up and put it on. Put on meekness. Put on humility. Put on patience. And see where it would get you. It'll get you a long way. A quote, the meek don't have to demand. They don't have to beat the table. They don't have to domineer to get what they are due. No, they're positioned to inherit. They're positioned to inherit. We'll get into that. We'll get more into the inheritance that the meek have. Galatians chapter 5. Galatians chapter 5. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those who belong to Christ have been crucified in the flesh and its passions and desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. Beloved, meekness matures believers by making them patient. And they are filled with peace even under pressure. That's what the fruit here we're referring. Look, it makes, it's a fruit of what is produced, of the seed of what is produced. As we understand, we go through life understanding that what you put down is what you're going to get out. So if I put down negativity, I'm going to get negativity. It's a natural order of things. I put down problems, I'm going to pick up problems. I put down it, I'm going to pick it up. So maybe if I submit to meekness, if I submit to patience, if I submit to humility, what would that produce? What would come from that? How am I getting out of that? The fruit of the Spirit tells us is gentleness, is love, is me. That's the fruit of the Spirit. So you can't manufacture it. It's not something that you create on your own. Something that comes by the Spirit. It's a fruit of the Spirit. It must be cultivated by the Spirit. You can't do it by yourself. Lord knows we all try. Can't do it by yourself. When they said that to you, you want to raise up on them. You can't do it by yourself. When they treated you that way, you want to say something back to them. You can't do it on your own. When they played you like they played you, and you wanted to play them back now, because you can't do it on your own, because you can't manufacture it. It has to be cultivated. It has to be worked on. It has to be put on. You can't do it on your own. You can't do it by yourself. It is the Spirit that's within you that allows you to do what needs to be done. It is a fruit of the Spirit. You can't do it by yourself. Stop trying. You can't. It is not something that you woke up with. It is not something that you will just gain. It comes with practice, comes with you surrendering to pride, surrendering to yourself to be able to gain insight, to be able to gain a blessing, to be able to gain forward movement, because you realize I can't do it without God. I can't do it on my own. I need God. I need somebody else. I need something else. I'm not all that. I can't do it by myself. But it's not how. It's not how we started out. We start out, I need to do it on my own. I need to do it by myself because I'm the best. I'm the only one that can. No, maybe if we submit, not my will, but thy will be done. Maybe we can get some more things done. Titus chapter 3. Titus chapter 3. Remind people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always be gentle toward everyone. Leave that sitting for a little bit right there. To be peaceable and considerate, and always be gentle to everyone. Here it is. Meekness shapes how we speak and serve. Meekness shapes how we speak and how we serve. How do we speak? How we talk to other people? How do we talk to those we love? Matter of fact, how we talk to those we don't like? It says a lot about you. It says a lot about who you are, the God you serve, or you claim to serve. It softens harshness with holiness. Now, living right can say some harsh, but it's not out of love. It's not out of service. Meekness shapes how do you talk to folk? How do you talk to people? How do you relate to others? You need to be able to talk some type of way, love some type of way, be there in a way that does not come down upon, but builds. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body, one Spirit, just as you were called to hope when you were called. One Lord, one faith, and one baptism. Meekness keeps us unified, and it diffuses division. Meekness keeps us unified, and it limits division. I say meekness keeps us unified, and it limits division. Because we realize who it's about. We realize that we're in it for more than me. We realize that I don't care who gets the glory, as long as God is magnified. That's who we're in it for. That's why we do what we do. That's why we live how we live. That's why we work how we work. We are no good to anyone if we are not able to we're not good to this world if we're not able to work together, to be together, to work together, to be on the same level. And we can't do that unless we practice some measure of meekness. Some measure of, again, we're in this thing together. I quote the song all the time. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's family. I need you to survive. I can't do this on my own. I can't do this by myself. But that's a measure of meekness. Watch this. Many of us don't have. Many of us just don't got it. Many of us just can't seem to work towards. But if we ever tried, if we ever made the attempt, if we ever, again, if it ain't working, how about trying something different? And if your pride ain't working, how about let's try something different? Try meekness. I like this. Spiritual maturity shows not how loud you are, but how low you're willing to go. Wow. Wow. A lot of us want to be up front. A lot of us want to be in the limelight. A lot of us want everybody to see me. A lot of us would love the marquee. But how many of us are willing to get low, to get dirty, to actually do the work? How many of us are willing to get low? Not loud, but low. Not high, but humble. How many of us are willing? That shows spiritual maturity. That shows, we always go to that saying before we speak, giving honor to God who is the head of my. Is he truly the head? Because if he is, you would be able to admit your faults and your failures, therefore understanding what meekness is. Less of me and more of thee. Less of myself and more of the God that blesses me. It's required in here because I think a lot of us don't understand the necessity of meekness, or even understand the concept of it. We might think we know, but not really sure of it. Well, let's look into it. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them the way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of the covenant. Because surrender leads to security. God guides the surrendered because, there's still enough to listen. Maybe you can't be guided because you're talking too much. You saying too much. You reacting too much. You are going off at the handle. You're going off by what people say. You're going off how they treated you. You're going off emotion. No, maybe you could be guided if you were still enough to hit, you have so many distractions going on in your life. You got so many things that are going on. You got so many people who are in your face. You got so many things that are in your ear. You got so many things that's causing your attention. And God can't guide you because you're not still enough to let you moving and grooving and going here and going there and moving that way and moving this way. You can't even be still enough to hear the voice of God. We got to go indoors. We got to go online because we can't be still enough to hear the word of God because we got so much in our attention, so much in our way, so many things we're doing, so many places we're going. We can't be still enough to hear the word of God, to hear the voice of God in our life, to be able to even say, I'm here to live. We talked about it Sunday. Where prayer, we talk about prayer being a conversation, but we are doing all the talking. Have we surrendered? And are we still enough just to listen? Be quiet and let God do it. Let God do the talking. Let God, watch this, answer you back. Man, y'all need to share this. Y'all tripping. Y'all need to share this. And have God answer you back. But we're not still enough to even be able to do that. We'll talk, say amen, and then just run right into it. Well, why didn't you allow God to answer? Why haven't you given him space to talk back to you? Because you haven't surrendered. You haven't allowed him to guide you. But when you do, lean not to your own understanding and always acknowledge him and watch this. He shall direct you. Lean not to your understanding because God guides the surrendered because there's still enough to listen. I hope y'all enjoying this because I am. I'm loving this, y'all. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19. Matthew chapter 19. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or fathers or mothers or wife or children or fields for my sake, if you've left all that, not for your own, left all that, not for your own good, left all that, watch what the text says, for my sake, you will receive 100 times as much and will inherit eternal life. Look, what you surrender to God, he multiplies. My good, y'all look, man, y'all don't even know when to shout. I swear, y'all messing with me tonight. Y'all playing with me tonight because that's some good stuff right there. That what you surrender to God, he gonna give back to you. But not just is he gonna give back to you. Not is he just going to give it to you. Not, you know what? He ain't even going to add to it. The text says he going to multiply. Y'all, look, y'all playing with me. When you surrender to God, he will multiply what he gives back to you. Now, it might not be when you want it, but it is in his time. Be not weary in well doing, for you will reap, watch this, if you faint not. If you keep on going, if you keep on moving, if you keep on fighting, but you can't be doing it on your own. You can't be doing it by yourself. You got to be surrendered to God in order to reap the benefit. You might lose it temporarily. You might lose it for a season. You might lose it for a little while, but you're going to gain. But keep in mind, what does it profit a man to lose the whole world to gain the whole world but lose his soul. That's why you got to surrender to God, because you're going to gain so much more. He multiplies it. Romans 8 and we out of here, y'all. Romans 8 and we out of here. The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Now, if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs, joint heirs, the KJV says, with Christ. If indeed we share in his sufferings, in order that we may also share in his glory. If we share in his suffering, you're gonna cry, you're gonna suffer, you're gonna shed some tears, you're gonna shed some, you might even shed some blood. You're gonna shed some tears, but you know what? If you share in his sufferings, you will also share in his glory. See that? I'm telling you, y'all mess with me. That's some good stuff right there. But y'all just sitting there looking at me. We got to understand the inheritance of the meek is not limited to land, but it also includes kingdom authority. Those who submit now will reign later. You have an inheritance. You have something coming to you. God gonna bless you with something. I don't know what. I don't know when. I just know you got an inheritance. And if you got an inheritance, that means it's coming to you. I don't know how it's going to get there, but I know it's coming to you. You don't have to fight for it. It's already been promised. Y'all look. You don't have to wonder if. Just know that it is. Your surrender today guarantees your stability tomorrow. I'm done. I'm done with y'all. But you got to learn surrender. You got to learn humility. You got to learn meekness. God can't bless you if it's all about you. God can't do it for you if you don't admit that it's in him that we live, move, and have our being. He can't be God of your life if you the God of your life. Try meekness. If you too proud, you ain't low enough to be presented anything. Try meekness. Why? The Bible tells us they will inherit the earth. Beloved, look, that's all for tonight. We still have some technical difficulties, but thank you for working that out with us. As again, technology is an amazing thing, a beautiful thing, but sometimes it can run you ragged. But we thank all of those who are here, and we pray God's blessings upon you. Next week, again, we will not be in session. We will not be in our Bible study, but as Thanksgiving Eve, if you want to go to a service, by all means, please do so. But I want you to spend time with your families and love on your families, and make this the season of Thanksgiving. And then we'll be back that week after, and we'll get a couple weeks in, and then we'll get I'll give you a winter break. So, beloved, I pray that God's blessings have been upon you, and that they will continue to be upon you. Let us remain in prayer for those who are in need in this season. That's meekness, y'all. That's understanding that our brothers need help, our sisters need help. That's why we are tithing a tithe. Our tithe that we tithe at the church, we are giving a 10%, and we're giving that. We're still giving that to Dare to Care. We're not going back on that, even though the shutdown, government opened back up, but we're still being a blessing in this season. I thank everyone for again coming on. May God bless you. May God keep you. May his countenance forever shine upon you. That is, forever will be our prayer. God bless you.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Hill Street News. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Hill Street will be blessing families with Thanksgiving baskets filled with turkey or ham and all the fixings for a blessed Thanksgiving dinner. To fulfill this project, Your donations are needed. The church is now accepting donations of turkeys, hams, non-perishable food items, and gift cards. By November the 16th, please bring your meats and donations to the church office. If you or someone you know are in need of one of these baskets, please request one by calling the church office or Mrs. Martha Pumphrey. Are you interested in taking baby steps in your health journey? Are you hoping to find out some healthy recipes? Why not join a community of individuals supporting each other as they begin their health journey? Register today for a free 6-week program hosted by the Cooperative Extension, held here at Hill Street. There are lots of fun activities in store, from line dancing to cooking demos. Flyers should be at the Welcome Center if you are looking for more information. We have been invited to Pastor Wright's first anniversary celebration at Forest Tabernacle Baptist Church on November the 16th at 4 p.m. Meet us at 4205 East Indian Trail. Hill Street presents Shining for Jesus Senior Prom on December the 13th from 3 to 6 p.m. Come join us for an afternoon of dinner, entertainment, and prizes for anyone ages 45 and above. If you would like a ticket, please see Sister Clarissa Manning or Sister Beverly Taylor. Donations are $25 per person or $40 per couple. We are excited to announce our upcoming Christmas play titled A Christmas to Believe in. This heartwarming production promises to be a wonderful celebration of the season. We need your help. If you are interested in volunteering as an actor or stage assistant, or if you would like to make a donation to support this event, please reach out to Sister Amara Trow. Let's come together to create a memorable experience for this Christmas. We will be conducting new member orientation in the first quarter of 2026. If you have joined Hill Street since July 2023, please sign up at the Welcome Center to help us in planning this class. Hey children and youth, we are looking for you. Join the choir by meeting us here on Fridays at 6 p.m. Attention families, we are excited to invite all children to join us for Children's Church every second and fourth Sunday. This is a wonderful opportunity for kids to grow in their faith, make new friends, and have fun learning about God's love. Our teachers, Ms. Saritha Williams-Clark for preschool and Minister Calvin McDaniel for middle and high school, are so excited to meet your children. We recognize birthdays on the first Sunday of every month. If your birthday is next month, please see Claudia Guerin to be recognized. Thank you for watching this week's news. Have a blessed week.